Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something really cool, the secret ingredients that make stories so great. Think of it like a recipe. And to figure it out, we're going to dive into a story you probably know, Briar Rose, which you might also know as Sleeping Beauty.
You know that feeling when you're watching a movie or reading a book and you think, wait a minute, I feel like I've seen this before? Well, you're not wrong. There's a really good reason for that feeling, and it's totally on purpose.
Yep. It turns out that almost all great stories share a kind of secret recipe. They use the same basic ingredients that storytellers have been using forever. And these ingredients are exactly what makes stories feel so familiar and powerful.
So, what's the official name for these secret ingredients? It's a word you might have heard before, archetype. An archetype is really just a pattern. It can be a type of character, a special kind of place, or even a specific action that you see over and over and over again in lots of different stories. Basically, archetypes are the building blocks for almost every story ever told.
All right, let's look at our first ingredient, the people. You'll see that characters in stories often fall into these familiar patterns, these archetypes. So let's see who we meet in Briar Rose.
First up, we've got the hero. And in this story, our hero is, you guessed it, the prince. The hero is pretty much always the character who gets things done and, saves the day. So what's the hero's job? Well, the prince follows the classic hero playbook. He has to go on a big journey, he has to overcome a super dangerous obstacle, in this case, that wall of thorns. And of course, his main goal is to rescue the princess. All of that together is what makes him fit the hero archetype perfectly.
Okay, next up is Briar Rose herself. The archetype she fits into is called the damsel in distress. And that name pretty much says it all. It's a character who is in big trouble and needs someone to come rescue them. And Briar Rose fits this role to a T. The story makes it clear she's beautiful and good. Then, she's put under that awful curse, and, her only hope is to be rescued by the hero. In a way, she's the whole reason the hero even has a quest to go on.
A lot of stories use these character patterns to show a really clear battle between good and evil. And Briar Rose is a perfect example. You've got the evil witch, who's all about revenge and danger, but then you have the benevolent fairy, who stands for goodness and protection. She can't totally stop the curse, but she can change it from death into a deep, deep sleep. It's a classic showdown.
Okay, so we've got the people. Let's move on to our second ingredient, the places. Because it's not just about the characters. The settings and stories can be archetypes too. They're often places that give us a certain feeling right away, a feeling we already recognize.
And a classic example of this is the Enchanted Castle. This isn't just a regular old castle, right? It's a place filled with magic, where the normal rules of the world just don't apply.
Think about it. In our story, the whole castle falls under that sleeping spell. It gets completely cut off from the rest of the world, hidden away. It becomes this mysterious, even dangerous place until that curse can finally be broken. So the castle isn't just a backdrop. It's a huge part of the magic and the problem itself.
And there's another important place here, the impenetrable forest. Now, in Briar Rose, this is that giant, spooky hedge of thorns that grows all the way around the castle.
This wall of thorns is more than just a barrier. It's a deadly trap. The story says it kills anyone who tries to get inside. It's basically the final test for our hero. And the fact that he's the only one who can get through, that proves he's the true hero, the one meant to break the spell. So we've covered the people and the places. Our final ingredient in this secret recipe is the actions. We're talking about the plot, the things that happen in the story. And just like our characters and settings, the big events often follow a pattern we've seen before.
You can actually break down the plot of Briar Rose into a pretty simple 4-step plan. Step 1, the curse. This is where the big problem starts. Step 2, the quest. This is when our hero starts his journey to fix things. Step 3, true love's kiss. That's the one special action that can break the spell. And step 4, happily ever after. The perfect ending where everything is peaceful and happy again. You'll see these 4 steps in so many fairy tales.
Okay, so we've gone through all the ingredients, the people, the places, and the actions. But why does any of this matter? Why is it important to know this recipe? Well, here's the big idea. Archetypes are like Legos for stories. They are the basic building blocks that writers use to put a story together. They're the foundation that everything else is built on.
And once you know what these building blocks are, it's almost like having a secret decoder for stories. You start to see how they're put together. This helps you understand what the story really means, and honestly, it just makes reading or watching them way more fun.
So now that you know the secret recipe, I guarantee you're going to start seeing these ingredients everywhere. The next time you watch a movie or pick up a book, you'll probably spot the hero or a magical setting or a big quest. It's pretty amazing to realize how these ancient patterns are still being used to tell the stories we love today.